Today was a tough one, guys. The Yankees dropped a 4-3 decision in 11 innings to the Baltimore Orioles. They did win the series 2-1 before they head out to Tampa for Tampa's opening series, but it was a heartbreaker, and it did go into extra innings. It went to 11 innings, and it was a bit of a pitcher's duel, I must say. Jameson Taillon started the game for the Yankees through 4 2/3 innings. He was at about 74 pitches or so, but he had he gave up 2 home runs, 2 solo shots, but had 7 strikeouts, and overall was pretty solid. Remember, they're easing J-Mo back. He's had a layoff for quite a while now. He's coming back from his second Tommy John and other injuries, so they're taking their time with him. But all in all, he was solid. And all of our new starters, Kluber, solid. J-Mo, solid. So, I'm happy with his performance. I think he can build off of that. Nick Nelson took over through 1 1/3 innings and 2 strikeouts, shutout innings. Darren O'Day came in through a scoreless inning. Johnny Lasagna came in through a scoreless inning. Aroldis Chapman threw a dominant scoreless inning with 3 strikeouts and was throwing gas. And those off-speed pitches were looking good, and he just looked really, really good. And then Chad Green came in, and this was in extra innings. And now at this point, before we go to the extra innings, I'll give you the breakdown. Aaron Hicks wound up driving in a run in the the bottom of the third to put the Yankees up 1-0 on an RBI single. And then Cedric Mullins tied it up with a solo shot, and then Anthony Santander, their right fielder, hit a solo shot to put him up 2-1. And that's where it stayed until the 8th inning. And then Gio Urshela hit a double to drive in Mike Tauchman, who was fired up when he scored, and that was pretty exciting. And this was overall mostly a pitcher's duel. Means on the Baltimore side was really, really good. So it was pretty much a pitcher's duel. But that was an exciting play, and then it stayed that way until it was 2-2 until extra innings. And the Orioles struck first blood. Pedro Severino reached on an error by Gleyber Torres on a ground ball, and he threw to Jay Bruce, who just wasn't able to catch it. It was a bad throw. It was total Torres. Put the Baltimore Orioles up 3-2, and then in the bottom of the 10th, Kyle Higashioka hit an RBI single to drive in Tyler Wade to tie the game at 3. And then unfortunately, remember in the extra innings, there's an automatic runner that starts on second, which puts the offensive team at an advantage. So it's much easier to score. On the bottom of the 11th inning, Chance Sisco hit a kind of a bloop single to shallow center and put them up 4-3, and that's where it remained. They did have an opportunity in Brett Gardner a sacrifice bunt to bring Clint Frazier, I think it was, over to third, and Gio Urshela over to third, and then DJ LeMahieu hit a sacrifice fly, and Santander threw out Gio trying to score, trying to tag up and score. So, and it ended at a 4-3 game. So, Chad Green threw 1 1/3 innings, gave up one of the runs, and then Luis Cessa came in and gave up the fourth one, I should say. And Cessa came in and struck the 2 guys out and got him out of the inning, but unfortunately the Yankees didn't come back, and that's the way it ended 4-3. So that's generally a quick rundown of what happened, but the Yankees did win the series 2-1. They still look good, and these are heartbreakers for me, and as much as I like the new rule, have a runner on second in extra inning games, it doesn't benefit the Yankees that often. So, but it is what it is. So, they did try. They did hustle. You just got Santander threw a rocket from right field, and without a bounce, the catcher was there. He was dead meat at home plate, dead meat, and I'm not even sure he made it to the plate, Gio Urshela, but he did a face first head slide, and it was just tagged out, unfortunately, on a good play, good throw, good tag. Game over. So that's the rundown. It is what it is. The Yankees move on to Tampa now to get a little bit more of a stiffer challenge. Baltimore Orioles is, they projected to be last in most of the people's rankings, the experts' rankings, and even mine as well. They're actually could be pretty sneaky good. So I wouldn't put it past them to at least they could still be last, but they could win a heck of a lot more games than they did last year. So, they haven't quite a few solid players and a mixture of veterans and some of these young players. And once they get Adley Rutschman and some of these other young guys in that major league rotation, that lineup, I think they'll be solid. Well, they'll be more competitive in the American League East. But that's the rundown today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. And again, if you want to keep seeing recaps, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and the notification next to it, so that you're notified anytime or as soon as the recaps come out. And I usually do them right after the games at night or in the afternoon after the early game. So my most recent one was on Gerrit's absolutely filthy dominant performance. That's the first one in the description below. Take a look at that. Let me know what you think of that ridiculous ace-level performance he had yesterday. And be on the lookout for my next one. I will be infusing a bunch of other baseball-related videos in there too, so for your enjoyment. But thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you over in Tampa.